This haul, I rolled the dice and I blind bought Baccarat Rouge 540. Probably not the safest blind buy. Let's see what I get. What's going on, YouTube Fragrance family? Hopefully you're all smelling well tonight. Welcome to my early unboxing of my September 2018 haul. If you're new to the game, you may be saying, what? It's not September 2018. Yeah, I get a fragrance haul with Fragrance X months early. So I can shoot some videos, do first impressions, and work on my fragrance reviews. So don't you worry, you're going to see these bottles again as a subscriber's choice, so you can choose which one is going to get reviewed first on the channel. But today is the day that we unbox these suckers and I give you my very first impression. And you guys are in for a treat. All three of these blind buys. I really rolled the dice on this one because this is a pricey little sucker. However, it's getting a lot of love in the fragrance community. There is a little bit of hate with this fragrance, Baccarat Rouge 540. A lot of people talking about synthetic and designer-ish. We'll see. But anyway, I got two Laliques too with it. But this is my September 2018 haul. So usually this video gets shot probably next month because next month is right around the corner. But I got this haul. This is fresh from the mail. Picked it up like half an hour ago. And usually it takes me some time to get some camera time here, to have some time to sit down and do this. But tonight's the night. It's Friday night. I just got this. Usually I'm doing something else, but F it, I want to open these. And it's not just because of this guy, because that is a big roll of the dice for me as a very expensive fragrance from a brand that I love. But also the Laliques, I want to try these out. So I want to get them unboxed as soon as possible. So first and foremost, before I get into anything, who makes this possible for me? It is FragranceX.com. It is my partner in crime. There's such a great fragrance website discounter. Anything you see here with all these unboxings, I do month per month per month. And you guys know I do it monthly. And I live in Canada. So anybody that lives in Canada that's watching my videos, Fragrance X is available to you. You use my code ROBES08, you get 15% off. And this is all authentic juice. I've never gotten anything from Fragrance X that's fake. And they all come in great shape. If they don't, I believe it happened once with my 2 years of Fragrance X, and I'm getting fragrances from them on the go. It happened once and I got my money back right away. Or they could send me another fragrance. I asked for my money back. So anyway, let's get into this unboxing. Let's stop talking about Fragrance X, even though they're a partner, and I salute you. You guys are a great partner to the man right here. You make a lot of the content in this channel possible. So thank you to FragranceX.com. So by the way, I suggested FragranceX.com to carry a few niche brands. And I just recently noticed that the House of Oud, you know those little egg-looking bottles? Those egg-looking bottles that look freaking amazing. They got one that's called, there's a grape one, and then there's another one. I want them both. And I suggested to put those on the website, and they did. And that's what I love about my partnership with them. But again, I don't want this to be an infomercial for Fragrance X. Let's get into the goodies. So what did I get this month? Well, I went to little Lalique and I went to little Francis K here. So Lalique, as you guys may or may not know on my channel, I absolutely love the brand of Lalique. They're not all about Encre Noire, even though, hey, I love this fragrance. This is where it started in 2009 on my channel on YouTube. I released a video. I may be the first one that actually reviewed this stuff, gave it a rave rating, and the rest is history. I own several from the brand. Encre Noire is still one of my favorites. Beautiful vetiver fragrance, very dark, very, you know what, probably one of the best fragrances on the market for under $50 for a fragrance head that's really deep in this fragrance game. It's not for everybody, it's uber dark, but anyway, I digress. You can check my review on that back in 2009 on my channel. So Lalique, big fan of the brand. They got this guy right here, which I stayed away from it a little bit, Les Soumis from Lalique, because I heard a lot of things like thrown around like generic, and when things like that can kind of get thrown around, it kind of scares me because it reminds me of it's something that's just not going to blow my socks off. I already know if several people are saying that it smells like this, smells like that. It's something that we've all smelt before. Usually I'm not going to get impressed, but Lalique has high quality stuff most of the time. So I've done very well with them. And then this guy right here, Ombre Noir, a newish release. I don't think it's released in the States, so I can't wait to review this or actually get my nose on it. A lot of people are talking about this being like a part of the Encre Noire series, just because it has noir in the name. I don't think so. I might be wrong. I haven't done any real research on it, but I don't think it's part of the Encre Noire series, by the way. But that's just me just thinking out loud like that. So I might be wrong. You guys can put in the comments below and let me know. So I'm excited about these two. Obviously all blind buys. And then the pièce de résistance is from Maison Franciscaise, which I only own one bottle from the brand, and that's Oud. Haven't reviewed this sucker. Half the bottle's kind of empty. Of course, the nose behind one of my favorite designer fragrances of all time, Le Mal. And I love his brand. Even though I only own one fragrance, there's fragrances like Lumière Noire, and I can go on, like Apom, and on and on. There's a lot of fragrances that are on my to-buy list. And this is a brand that I highly appreciate. I love the Parfumier. It's always one thing that I put with Maison Franciscaise is high quality. But the thing is they're high quality, highly wearable, but there's a wow factor of the quality, but there's no wow factor as far as my taste. I love my dark niche scents, and I like things that are very much out there. Franciscaise, a lot of his stuff is very much use of florals, citruses, things like that. Very easy to wear, very pleasant, but high quality up there. So there's a lot of them. My list is huge. Like I have like 10 or 12 fragrances that I want to buy from the brand. Anyway, this one just jumped the list just because of course, our YouTube fragrance community. A lot of people have talked about it. So let me go like this. And I know you guys are tuned in for this, not me talking about brands and things like that, even though maybe a lot of you out there like my rambling. Hey, comment below if you like my rambling. If you don't, comment below. Tell me you hate my rambling and you just want me to get to the juices. So let's get into it. Let's start with Les Soumis because it is the fragrance that is not really hyped, not even really talked about in the fragrance community. It was released in 2016 with like maybe 1 or 2 reviews on YouTube, nothing really. Lalique bottles are always beautiful, so I don't see why this would be ugly. But let's take a look at it. Let's open her up. And obviously some great detail on the box. Lalique is always great as far as detail goes. And the bottle's nice, as I'd come to expect. I don't know if that's plastic on the sides here. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. It kind of looks like, oh, they made it kind of look like candle wax kind of thing on the side. This is plastic, heavy. Ooh, heavy cap. Very heavy bottle, beautiful, clean bottle. I think people compare this to Ferragamo's Uomo. There's some detail on the cap as usual. Lalique, as far as presentation, always very clean, very well done. So let's get into it. Let's use my Fragrance Guru, Robes 08, my own little strips. So let's sniff Les Soumis. So Les Soumis, oh, very aromatic off the bat. You know what? I like it. That's nice. Very aromatic, it's got some green nuances, some herbaceous nuances. It has a little bit of a lavender floral feel to the fragrance. Green. There's rum in the no breakdown in this fragrance, and I almost feel like a little sparkling booziness to the fragrance. I could really feel that. You know, like I think like a rum, like a coconut rum kind of. I don't even know if that probably doesn't exist, but it has. Yeah, it's got a little bit of sweetness to the fragrance. It's actually pretty interesting. I think this fragrance is compared to Sauvage from Dior. I don't know about that. Maybe more on my skin, but Overall, it has a watery, transparent feel to the fragrance. Very green. It has a rum, boozy-like accord. Almost coconutty. Like, it almost has like a tropical-like feel. Herbaceous, yeah. Green. Not bad. I don't hate it. I don't love it, but I like it. It's interesting. Again, it goes on the long lines that I haven't hated a Lalique fragrance, I don't think, ever. And this is well done. Very much daily wear scent. Right now, as daily wear scent, spring scent, I could probably wear this in the summer nights. It has a little bit of depth to it, but great for, I think, going to be good for a rainy day. Well done. Not as generic as I was expecting. Again, trust your own nose. Maybe it's generic to Joe Schmo beside you. And again, it could be generic to me, but you are the final decider of this. And I've smelled a lot of fragrances in my heyday. And to me, this has a nice blend to it, a Lalique blend, and I'm happy I didn't ignore it altogether. So very good. And the ones I compare this to Dior Sauvage, maybe I'll get it on my skin, but I ain't getting it today, unfortunately. So fortunately, I hate Sauvage. Nope, not today. Next, we're going to keep this for last, of course, Ombre Noir. Now this, I hear it's Oriental, and I hear it's dark, and I hear it's boozy, and I'm nervous. The box is shaped like the Encre Noir boxes, so this is going to be a nice square bottle. I've seen it, so I haven't seen it in, right in front of me, but I'm going to see it today. And it has the same logo as that one, of course, and it looks like, yeah, same type of packaging as Encre Noir. Maybe it is a part of the Encre Noir series. I don't think so, but I might be wrong. This is an EDP. Simple, straightforward, big square bottle, just like Encre Noir. Jesus, they're pretty much the same. Yeah, pretty much, as far as what they probably used some old Encre Noir bottles here that they had. Cap, very light, actually. Kind of like a fake woody. Sorry if that was really loud. So Ombre Noir, I'm expecting something very dark and interesting, because that's what I expect from Lalique. Oh, yeah. Oh, Jesus. Yep. She's good, folks. Right from first sniff. Dark. Small pinch of cinnamon. There's a little bit of uplifting notes here, but the darker notes are prevailing. I know there's mint in this fragrance. Oh, it's there. It's getting there. So it opens up with the bergamot, fig leaf, and the mint, and I can definitely tell that those interesting notes, those uplifting notes there's darker notes here that are getting through. Like I first smell was cinnamon, like I said on camera, but now the fig and the mint are playing a little game here, but cognac, tobacco, cinnamon. So that seems like that's going to be your big three. Your big three, and that's really, really good. Like dry. That cinnamon hits the back of your throat a little bit. It's not too much cinnamon here. Really just the way I like it. A little bit of booziness. Nicely done. This is going to be, this is fall all day, every day. I love when cinnamon gets put in with some boozy notes and some, there's, I think there's tobacco leaf in this fragrance, and there's some darker, there's just some cedar. But yeah, very interesting that I got the cinnamon first, then the really uplifting notes came in, the mint and the fig leaf, and then it went right back to darkness. Interesting, very interesting scent. You may be one of my favorite designer purchases this year. You heard it here first. Ombre Noir, not bad. I really want to see what it's going to do on my skin as far as jumping from the really fresh stuff. Is the really fresh stuff just going to stay for 2 seconds, give you that little hit, and then go away? which usually what happens with these darker fragrances or not, we will see. Very interesting, not as dark as I was expecting, but still, this is a good sign when you pick up the strip again because you really want to smell it. This may be my scent of the night tonight. I'm not wearing anything right now. I wore something during the day. This is late at night, guys. This is like, what time is it? Yeah, 10 p.m. I wore something at like 7 a.m. So I actually wore, what was my scent of the day today? It was Ferrari's, why can't I remember? The bergamot one, the new one. Brain is fried. But yeah, and that one stayed on my skin for a long time. I know a lot of people are saying it's fleeting. Damn it, at the end of work, I wear it 7 till like 5, 6, and I could smell it again, still on my clothes. So, by the way, Radiant Bergamot, that's the name of it. Boom. Okay. All right. Ombre Noir, very good. Could be my scent of the night tonight because that is very interesting and I want to see more of it. Okay, coffee, and now we're going to the big boy. All right. So, if you're new to Baccarat Rouge, there is 2 versions of this. So I got the EDP because that's the only one they carry on Fragrance X. I've never smelled this fragrance before. I think I've already told you this. I'm hoping that I did a good thing. Usually the community doesn't sway me too far away. There's a lot of things that are being said that that are kind of scaring me, but we'll see. So then there's a lot of things that are really wanting me to pull the trigger on this, which I did. So let's open her up. Let's not waste any time. Let's go. And this is my second bottle from the house of Maison Francis K. Francis K, great perfumier, man. Look at his resume. Buying what he does is, he does a lot of, he does hit and miss. A lot of the designers that he works with a lot of suspect designer brands. Sorry, but that's me. And turns out some really shitty juice. And it's not because he's not talented, is I think the budget's not there. They want his awesome name to it, but some really shitty juice. So just an FYI. But so they're not always hit just because it's his name on it. I haven't bought one of these since Oud, and that's been years. So I'm looking at the presentation, kind of where does this start and where does this end? Oh yeah, there's like a little thing. I got to buy more Francis K fragrances. Anyway. Nice presentation, nice hard box. It's niche-like as you would come to expect. The bottle, tiny. What is this, 50 mil? Is this 50 mil? 30? No, it's not a 30. 70 mil. No. Baccarat Rouge 540. Wish me luck. Hopefully I like it. I spent a lot of money on it. But at the same time, hey, if it was a shitty blind buy, I'll be bashing the crap out of it. So let's waste 3 sprays of it. Okay, let's see if I'm gonna get some cotton candy-ish like smell out of this fragrance. Let's go. Yep, she's sweet. Whew. She's sweet like they said. Now this was made for, I know the whole backstory, not on top of my head, but made for, I think, a place that sells rubies or crystals or whatever. Baccarat, I think, is the name of it. Anyway, and people are talking about how this smells like crystallized red rubies. Yeah, it's got a sparkle to it. She's sparkly. A little bit of woodiness here. It's a little bit of woods. Cotton candy is almost bang on. It has like that little bit of resinous feel to the fragrance. It has a woody finish to the fragrance. It has a little bit of evergreen, a little bit of greenness to the fragrance. Crystallized, some people say like the sweetness is like caramelized. I can get that. I don't think it doesn't feel syrupy. It feels very sharp, like crystallized, like amberish. Mineral-like. It's very, it has a fruitiness to it. I think it's compared to it. I know I've watched a lot of reviews on this because this is a pricey purchase. And the best way to describe this that I'm smelling right now, cotton candy is a good one. Burnt strawberry jam. or crystallized. It has a crystallization to the fragrance. Very interesting. Now this fragrance has amberwood in it, which I felt was very interesting. Why? Amberwood is, if you look up what amberwood is very much known to be a fixative in fragrances for longevity. Lots of power to the fragrance. It gives power and it gives intensity to a fragrance. And this thing is described as that. So there's amberwood that does this. Amberwood differs from ambre gris a little bit. It's more woody, and maybe that's what I'm getting from here. It's utilized usually in more oriental fragrance or gourmand scents. And it's included in a lot of white florals too. It's utilized in fabric softeners and things like that. And that's where I guess some people compare this to being cheap. It's because you're putting your brain to this note right here, this accord right here, as fabric softener, because it's utilized in those type of scents, because it produces a scent that lasts longer on clothes that have been cleaned for a long time. It's a very interesting note. It's utilized in a designer fragrance that a lot of you would know, Bleu de Chanel. So it gives you that a little bit of that, more of a longevity, gives a fragrance, and it depends on how much you put in a fragrance, of course. It's a little, there's not much going on, but a lot of Francis K fragrances are like that. They're not built for complexity, they're built for quality. A lot of Francis K's are like that, a lot of them. Not saying that he doesn't do a lot of complex scents, but he does a lot of linear scents. He puts the quality, jacks it up, and he gives you just a central theme, and I feel like this is where this is going. There's not much going on here. Sweet, a little bit of woods, a touch of woods here, a little bit of greenness, tons of sweetness. Very interesting. It has that strawberry jam, like a crystallized, very simplistic scent, I think, personally. I may be wrong, but do I love it? I don't know yet. I'm on the fence. I like it. Quality's there. I don't know. More time with it. More time with it. Again, I'm very, as you guys know, with any hype train, a huge hype train like this, Aventus, fragrances like that, I'm highly skeptical. I'm not here to jump on the bandwagon unless I want to. But, I'm very much happy with I knew it's going to be quality. The interest is there. I don't know if I'm in absolute love with it. I like it. But again, you got to put it on your skin. You got to wear it a gazillion times before you even do a fragrance review. I'm not one of those that I'm just going to out the bottle, let's go. I've sprayed it once on my skin, let's do a fragrance review. That makes no sense to me. So overall, while this review, this unboxing is probably 20 minutes long, and I don't care. I'm very pleased with all of them. This one was a pleasant surprise. I really felt like, from what I saw in reviews, and that's why, don't trust reviews. Don't trust your own nose. Trust the brand. Trust the perfumier that you've smelled before. These are all things that are calm. This is what you got to do, is you got to test. You can blind buy. This is fairly cheap. Again, I got my own Richter scale as far as blind buying and stuff. This type of stuff I wouldn't recommend to blind buy, but I know the perfume. I know this brand like the back of my hand. I know what he's capable of doing. I'm sure this is going to get a very good score on my channel. Right now I don't know if it's going to be a 10 out of 10, but I know it's going to be a higher score, but we'll see how it goes. But the real winner here is, because I know this one's going to be under 50 bucks in like 3 months at discounters, is keep your eye on it. Right now, discounters, they're probably not cheap. They're probably around 100. I think like Fragrance X, it was around 100 bucks for me. Keep your eye on it. It will be at 50 bucks, maybe more into the fall, which is perfect for this fragrance. Wait till the fall, and this may be the true winner. As far as price, pound per pound, this is probably the better release. Doesn't mean that I wouldn't wear this more than this, but I like it. I love it. I really, really like that one. That one, I think it's gonna take some time. Crystallized, man. fruity, interesting. Again, I'm going back to it, so that's a good thing for you. I'm going back to you. So that means, you know, I'm saying on camera that you're not a 10 out of 10 yet, but you may. It's one of those fragrances that I think is polarizing. It's going to get you in the long run. So anyway, this has run long enough, and I know I love chatting with you guys and letting you guys know what I think about fragrances. And sometimes this is what I do when I unbox. You know, it could take me half an hour. I'm thinking in my head, like obviously if I'm not on camera, I'm sniffing these fragrances. I'm going, this is interesting. This is like, I'm trying to dissect them and stuff. And unfortunately for you guys, it kind of runs long. So I just want to end it there. As usual, you guys can comment below. Let me know what you guys think about all three of these fragrances, good or bad. Love to hear your take. And as usual, you're going to see these again in September. You won't see anything about them until then. I got some other hauls that I got to talk about here before that. So again, thank you again for checking me out, the channel out, and have a good one.